Hey, what's up, Christos? Hi, thank you so much for coming. Take a seat, man, take a seat.
Okay.
Yes. All right, so how's it going?
Dude, I'm so excited for this episode. I got mad ideas. Oh, sick, cool, an M&M phone.
Yeah, man, the episode. I actually wanted, I'm glad you brought that up. I wanted to,
I know, no bad words, it's cool.
Well, it's not just this episode, it's for every episode, really. For all the episodes moving forward, I have a little change, I guess, maybe. I mean, you make the show like so funny.
No.
So funny. We've been doing some market research. The data shows that, gosh, I don't know how else to put this. You're not really polling well.
What? What kind of polling are you doing?
I think that your age may be a little bit of a problem.
We're the same age.
I know the data can be confusing, and you have accomplished a lot. But the thing is, the data shows that the Hotdog Hour needs to make some changes so it can be more right now. We want to do what's best for the show, okay? And we appreciate everything you've done, everything. Yeah. And so we have a proposition for you. We would like to maybe, hiring your son to be a co-host.
My son is an infant.
And he is polling really well. Not only is he polling positively with women ages 18 to 34, which we're missing desperately, but there's a way that we could also corner the infant boy market. We're talking 2 to 7, 7 to 14. I mean, pick up and then lead them right into their adult years. I mean, this could be huge.
14, dude?
Yeah, this could be huge. He's also right at that sweet spot age. Now, of course, we'd have to do a little bit, maybe do some sort of lip injection. Obviously, we'd have to do something about his cheekbones.
What is cheek?
And of course, is there anything that we could do about the accent? Could we work on his accent?
No, I want him to believe that he lives his life as a feudal samurai.
Okay.
That's non-negotiable.
Okay. Well, tell you what, that's not gonna fly for the guys upstairs. So we're gonna just go and book him some speech lessons as well.
Don't dishonor me.
Now, listen, Christos. Here's what I want to make clear. Okay, here's what I want to make clear. Your son can be the missing link to the show. What your son can do for the show in terms of grow it the way we want to grow it and scale it and scale the business to where it should be. I think that your son could really change things around here, really turn things around. Today, your son, tomorrow, I don't know, Drake or something?
Ooh, Drake.
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
It's always about Drake.
It's not crazy. And this isn't like the other Drake plan. This is not like the other Drake plan. This one could really work. This one makes sense.
I got a side chick with a 5S and the screen's cracked, but she still hit me back right away. That is my bar.
What do you mean that's your bar?
I wrote that and gifted it to Drake.
That's your bar. Okay, you gifted that to Drake. Okay.
Yes.
Listen to me, Drake can come up with something like that in his sleep, and that's why the Hotdog Hour needs
that's
Drake.
Literally
okay?
the best line in the whole song.
And listen to me, the only way...
That's literally the best line in the whole song.
The only way that we are going to get Drake on this show and save the show, okay, is if we get some fresh, young, new talent, okay? That is what we need.
Yeah, that's what Drake likes.
If we are going to get Drake on this show, we need your son. How old's your son?
My son is going nowhere near Drake.
How old is your son?
10 months.
10 months. Well, he's too fucking old anyway, so thanks for fucking nothing. Get the fuck out of here.
9 months. He's 9 months.
The job market fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So I called my fiance. I went into the office because I still had to return my security badge and get something.
It's so funny that they fire you and they make you. They're like, you still have to come in though. Like,
well, you're supposed to return everything. Like,
Right.
I could have mailed it, but I'm like, well, I have my my lunchbox. Like I have like snacks
No,
that I
see,
brought.
no, I know why you did it, and this is why I like you. You did it to be petty. You did it to go in there so they would see you in there. They would see you with because the banker's box, we lost that with remote working. We lost that. The walkout with the banker's box. We lost it.
So I didn't do that. Because there was because it's all like remote now.
Right,
It's all
right.
hybrid. So, but what I did see is one of my coworkers, in one of like the glass like huddle rooms, like single kind of like conference room, and he just looked so nervous.
Oh.
And I'm like, and I just went like this.
No, was that when you had already been fought? You're just like,
Because at that point, I'm like, dude, 45 minutes ago, that was me. So I don't know
You're
if
it's not looking good, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So I don't know if he got the axe.
Yeah.
He hasn't updated his LinkedIn since his last job. So like
Yeah.
he didn't even have the job that we both had together listed on his LinkedIn. So I don't know if he got laid off or not. But yeah, so that sucked. The job market's horrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell me about what's your plan now?
Well, first thing, I called my financial advisor.
Wow. Now that is a statement that I wish I could say.
I called my advisor. I mean, to be fair, I had some savings. When I lost my dad, I don't want to say how much, but like I have enough where it's like, all right, I can get by for a while if I need to.
Mama don't know money from daddy. Let's go.
So luckily I have, we had to sell his house, and I'm like, all right, well now I'm just going to put this in a savings account because I might get fired.
This actually might be my grocery money.
That was exactly my thought. I'm like, I'm just gonna put this aside in case.
Oh man. Somehow we'll make it. Somehow we'll be okay. Somehow, some way.
Somehow, some way. And then I just hit up everybody in my professional and personal life. Like old boss.
Yeah.
So my boss in my last job, the one who I had for like 5 years, and then he moved on to a different group, I think to avoid getting laid off. I hit him up. He was like, I don't know. I got to talk to HR. And then boss from my old job that I left in 2019, coworker from that same job who, like, she and I have remained somewhat close. And then, like, friends, family. If I saw a job, I saw a job where I was like...
So are you back on the horse already? You're applying already? Did you apply to anything today?
Yeah.
You're a legend.
Oh, I got to tell you this story. So
Well, let's do this. Let me introduce it first. Let me introduce it first.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlefish, welcome to the Hotdog Hour. I am your host, Alex Labuti. We're in New York City, and who do I have with me? Folks? He is, what can I say? He's one of my favorite people. He performs all over the city, all over the country. And most importantly, just like me, he has a Jewish mom too. Keith Chase!
and a Jewish dad who's dead.
Yes. Well, I don't have a Jewish dad, so we both don't have Jewish dads. Sorry.
I was like,
I'm
you're
so
not. I
sorry.
was like, you're not wrong.
I'm so
but
sorry.
That hurt.
Listen, Keith, it's great to have you here, man.
I'm
fucking
happy to
love
be
you.
here.
You're my fucking boy, and I love you.
We were just talking before this started. It's been a rough couple of days.
Yeah.
So
tell us what's happening, because this episode has been a long time coming.
Yes.
This episode has been a long time coming, and it is my fault. I am not a good planner. I don't plan well.
Like 2 years ago, you were talking about this. Like, I got to get you on. And then you had me.
To be fair, we did have one.
A year and a half ago in Madison Square Park. That never aired. It's like the Patreon version.
It never aired. Do you see how far we've come? You see how far we've come from this? Now we're here.
Yeah.
We were in Madison Square Park.
And we were talking about Diddy. That was
we were talking about P. Diddy. That was what was happening.
Yeah, because he had just gotten arrested, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like October of 2024.
Things changed. So for now, I'm like, who's P? Who? Who's P. Diddy? I never
Well, now
heard
it's
of
just
him.
Diddy. Drop the P.
And now it's just Diddy. He dropped the P. Well, Keith, listen, it's good to have you here, dude. We were talking about your job, okay? We're talking about your job.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. What, you are a very good planner.
Yeah.
You seem like it, at least. You seem like you're a good planner. I feel like if I planned things, I would be a whole different person. I think. I think if I planned things, I would be a whole different person. I think that a lot of pride goes into planning. Do you feel like that?
pride.
Yeah, like I feel like people who plan things, they're always very like, well, I planned this. This was scheduled.
No, I'm an incredibly anxious person. And I always think the sky, if it's not falling now, it's going to fall at some point.
Yeah.
So I just want to be prepared.
Yeah.
So I had spent the last year pretty much planning to lose my job, and now here we are, freshly laid off.
Which is also such a Jewish anxiety thing. It's such a it just like the Jewish side of my family is always just like, oh, and what if this happens? And
well, I've been through,
and then combine that with Long Island, and it's really,
I've gone through it before.
Yeah.
This time around, the severance package was a lot more generous. So I can't.
You've been there for a while.
I was there. Yeah, I was there for 5, almost 6 years. I like the people I work with, or most of them. I mean, they're not, it's like any office. I mean, I worked like a very nerdy job, and so it was just very like, kind of nerdy people.
It's like whatever.
But it was a job that like involved like social skills that not everyone had. Yes. But clearly mine weren't good enough because I am no longer, right? Mine weren't good enough to overcome the fall of the corporate hammer. But
no, dude, and it's fallen hard, dude. And I think a lot of people are gonna get like some sunshine blown up their ass, dude. Like this is the first, like I don't have a corporate job, so I'm still at risk, but I've realized that I actually think corporate jobs are more at risk than like a scrappy shop. Like, you know what I mean?
Anything that can be replaced with AI. That's because that was the reason for my layoff.
Was it really?
Yeah, they said that. So when I had the meeting with my manager, part of the script she read, she was like, "Yeah, because of this and this, and the move to AI, your position's no longer needed, and we're making some changes."
Dude, what do they think? What is going to happen? Does everyone like? I don't understand. Like, I'm stupid, but like.
Well, it is kind of dumb because, all of these companies, their stocks were like going through the roof because of AI this and AI innovation.
And then it goes down because they laid people off.
And then no. So
but then it boosts because they're like, but we laid people off because of AI, and then it boosts again.
So laying people off boosts the stock even more.
Right. Because it's less expense.
It's less expense, so it increases their margins and it's more efficient. But now these reports are coming out saying, if nobody has a job, there's not going to be an economy.
Right. Like, who's going to buy stuff?
Exactly. It's like, so then everyone
like, can the economy hinge on just rich people buying yachts like every year? Is that enough to keep it moving?
Not enough. And so a report came out and then stocks started to tank. And, and again, I don't want to say where I worked, but it was in the financial services industry. And I think even they had a report about like, AI disruption is going to have a lot of poor economic ripple effect. I'm like, then why are you laying people off because of AI?
Dude, can I tell you something? And again, I really think it comes back to pride. That's what I think.
And so what's really happening is they're actually offshoring a lot of these jobs.
Yeah, which is what it's basically a repeat of what happened like when you and I were born, like NAFTA.
Yeah, when they were
it used to be manufacturing was moved offshore.
Now they're moving services.
Now we're moving services offshore.
So right, and then they're saying it's AI, right? So anything in the United States is going to be done with AI, and the people using the AI are going to be based in like China and India and wherever. So again, we're not going to have an economy. Like,
and dude, I swear, it's we've gotten to a point, and I keep bringing up pride because I've been thinking about pride a lot, like this whole week. And it's funny that you were talking about your job today and everything too, because this is all the same thing where I'm like, people, I understand the push for AI. Right? It's pride. It's like, I made this thing. This is a good idea. Like, whatever.
Well, no, it's just, we can do more shit faster.
Right.
And
well,
not
I mean,
anyone.
pride on being like, someone like Sam Altman. He's prideful. He's proud of OpenAI.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like,
well, obviously,
I feel like
he's worth billions of dollars.
He's worth billions of dollars. He also is definitely a lizard person. I feel like we are now, it seems like there is, we care so much about pride just in the United States too, in general. Like, we have pride for our job. Like, people have pride themselves on their whatever, on their car, on their whatever. And it's like, I feel like we're almost like about to come full circle where it's like, the pride of the United States is like our stock market and money and like all this and like job creation and blah, blah, blah. So I feel like we've come full circle now where like the pride that drives us to create innovating things like AI is like blinding us to seeing how it's gonna ruin us and like strip us of pride. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I don't think it's about pride. Like, it's not like a pride thing. I mean, first of all, that's like such a consumer right? Because I remember I heard this conversation. It was like Jerry Seinfeld and Bill Burr were talking about like in the 70s. It wasn't about like, it was about how cool your job was, not about, and then in the 80s and on, it was about how much money you made.
Oh, interesting.
Because because as finance and banking became more,
and global, and like,
right,
we're just like, we got a Wells Fargo everywhere.
But as like Wall Street became more of like a big deal as far as like people could make a lot of money very fast, it all became about how much could you make in a year versus like, oh yeah, I'm a radio DJ or like I'm a roadie for a band. Like, that was cool.
Right.
You didn't make a lot of money, but you had a great fucking
But it was
time.
cool.
And it was cool.
Yeah.
You were close to the band. And so, now it's like a combination of both, where it's like, hey, anything you can do to sustain yourself. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm an influencer, or I make all my money on TikTok. So like, or like I'm a stand-up comic, and then everyone's blowing smoke up your ass at that point. But
maybe I just think of pride because of the people that we hang out with all the time. Like, people that we hang out with. You're right. I guess I wouldn't call it pride. It's like ego masked as pride. I think that people, I think that people I guess you're right. We almost kind of have like bastardized pride. Like, pride used to mean something. Now it's like
you take pride, like, it's, it's like with me with pride, it's not that like I'm proud that I make all the, it's like, oh, I accomplished something and I'm proud of, I'm proud of this thing that I made. I'm proud of the effort that I put in. Like, I pride in like a hard day's work, not necessarily like, oh, I'm proud of, because with AI, dude, like, you see these CEOs, like the Palantir guy, like,
dude, I want
you want to talk about lizard
whoever
people.
He's buying cocaine from, like,
cocaine, Adderall, like, I don't know what is wrong. Like, it is unsettling. Like, there was a clip where he was talking to like some interviewer about like how he like talks to Nazis, and like, I think he's Jewish. I think his last name is Karp. I think
yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what is, like, it's like they're so like out there, or like, you see Elon Musk and like his whole thing, like, everyone's just so, like, there's so much ketamine in Silicon Valley. And they're all losing their fucking minds.
No, dude, and
they all control everything we do now.
It's so crazy. Now that maybe is more pride. Maybe when you get to a certain level, I feel like people like Alex Karp, it's like, where do you get this nerve to like go on stage and just be like, trying to make, so what I think is happening.
Yeah, that guy needs,
like, I'm like, dude, like, I think that these people, I almost feel like they could use a little more like like, they're almost so high dose, like, they're taking such high doses of like all of their pride that they're just like
that billionaire that like uses his son's blood or something.
Oh, dude, Brian Johnson. Is that his name?
The front man for AC/DC?
No. But I think his name is also
Brian Johnson.
I think his name is. He has like a generic. His name's like Ron Smith or something.
Yeah, and like he was something about like he like.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yes, his son.
Out.
You're talking about his son, who is his blood boy. Talk about pride. Holy hell. Talk about pride. That guy is holding on to. So do you think that he is really doing this for sign? Like, because I think.
No.
Something like the pandemic opened everyone's eyes to this. I always kind of believed this, but I was also like, I never had proof. Now I do because of COVID. But I think COVID exposed how nobody's really doing things like altruistically. Very few people. Like maybe like 7 people are.
Well, you can argue the current administration exposed that in our government, people just kind of go along with what's always been done. Like, it's one of those things that works. It's like handshake agreements.
Wait, okay.
Our entire government is just handshakes.
Yeah, it's just guys. It's just guys being dudes.
We're not gonna be idiots. Or, if we do this, we're gonna do it this way. We'll follow the norms. But like, because Trump's like a one-man wrecking ball, and it's like, well, like, the Constitution doesn't really give a lot of room to the Constitution gives a lot of room to interpretation. So
Right.
it's just it's like, yeah, well, I guess technically it's within the confines of the Constitution. It's like when Congress had that war powers resolution, they voted it down, and it's like, well, yeah, now he can do whatever he wants because Congress just pretty much gave him the green
Well, dude,
light
it is.
to-
I'll tell you what, man. I was watching something today. I actually think it's like you just said. See, Trump is so funny to me because I think it's funny that people still don't understand him, and I don't understand him or anything. But like, to me, he's an ego-driven dude who will do whatever he wants. That he thinks like when everyone's like, why is he friends with Mamdani? And it's like, dude, what do you mean? Because
Mamdani kissed his ass, like,
right?
He
And
just
two,
went there and he flattered him, and then he was
Right.
like, and then he got that Columbia student who, by the way, did you see what she looks like?
oh, she's hot.
She's
dude.
gorgeous, and I'm like,
He probably just showed Trump that
He
he's
was
like,
like, dude,
we're not gonna keep her in.
he literally just showed her picture and went, come on. Like,
No, see, now here's I actually think that to me it makes perfect sense that Trump and Mamdani like each other because I think they're like the same person, dude. They're two sides of the same coin. They are both people who love being on camera, who tried to do something artistic and failed, and now they're leading.
what did Trump do that was artistic and failed? He wasn't. This is
He
where this is the
tried to be on
Hitler-
Broadway. He tried to be on Broadway. He wanted to be a Broadway writer and like actor.
I think that's Ben Shapiro.
No, I think
Ben
it's
Shapiro was
Trump.
the script- No,
I think
'cause-
Ben too.
Yeah, because Trump, his whole thing was that his brother was supposed to be the heir to Fred Trump. I think it was Fred
Right.
Jr. was like the heir, and he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
and he wanted to be an airline pilot. He didn't want anything to do with the Trump empire. And then because of that, because his brother didn't want to be a part of it, and because he had a drinking problem, then that's when
He kind
Donald
of stepped in. Yeah.
Donald was the one who. So he was always. I don't think he was ever.
I have to look it up.
Broadway.
I swear
Yeah,
I
no.
swear he was into Broadway or he was into
No.
stuff.
I
Because
mean-
that's every leader's thing.
Well,
It's
he
like
had
they wanted to be a theater kid and
Well, he
now
had
they
the
can't.
pageants where he
They deport people.
He had the pageants where he like molested all the girls, but
Yes.
yeah. So Trump and Mamdani. I mean,
I just think
I
they're the
don't think-
same.
also
I
don't
think they're the same.
I also don't think Mamdani wants to be on camera.
Oh, I do.
no.
He was a rapper.
I mean, it's more. I mean,
He was doing the same shit we're doing right now. He's like booking a studio to be like, okay, so do we have to sync the audio?
no, because look, whatever he was doing before he
And I
became
don't hate him. I don't care. I just
whatever he was doing before he became. I think now it's like he's good at social media,
yeah.
and
But I would argue so is Trump. That's what I'm saying. Like I just think
but he's young, and because he was up against Curtis Lewa, who was like 75,
Yeah.
and Cuomo, who's also like old and
Yeah.
doesn't really know. So it's like, all right, well, he's in his early 30s. He's social media savvy, and he
Right.
used that for his benefit. He's not getting on camera, every 5 minutes. He's not tweeting constantly. Like Trump constantly needs to be in the spotlight.
I guess. I just think that Mamdani loves every time there's a snowstorm and he can do the thing where he goes like, hey, New York, that's right. We're having another snowstorm.
I think he likes to wear the jacket.
He likes to wear the
That-
jacket.
that's
and
a
he
cool
likes,
jacket.
He likes to wear it is a good jacket. He likes to wear the
great
jacket and he likes to do quick cuts. He likes to do smash cuts, which is fine. I get it, man. I make sketch comedy. I get it. I also do it. But
again,
I'm
but again,
not.
he has a team of people that does that for
Right,
him,
right.
and it's like it's like be good on if you're present on social media, you connect with people, and that way you can get your message out there. Because Eric Adams, we didn't know what the hell was going on. We didn't know what was going on, and then all of a sudden he's getting investigated. That was Eric Adams. He doesn't want everything's on the hush hush. He doesn't want you knowing he lives in New Jersey and he has a mistress.
Yeah.
like it's just he's
He's old school. He's old school.
he was very.
He's old school, bro. He's an old school politician.
Oh man, yeah. But now Bush is back.
Bush is back,
Bush
bro.
is
And can I
back.
tell you something? I actually think that. So the ironic part of this
This
is
is
that.
the worst Y2K nostalgia ever.
yeah.
I was like, I thought we were getting low-rise jeans and like whale tails. Not,
yeah, no.
not bombing
We're just getting
Iran,
inflation.
Not
No.
bombing Iran and stock market crashes.
Yeah.
Like that.
But no, dude, to me, it's funny because I think kind of what you said earlier, like Trump is proving that it doesn't matter who's in charge.
Well, it kind of
Because no, I mean, he what I mean by that is this.
I
Like,
think if we had a slightly less deranged president.
so it matters in terms of the vibe. Like, yes, like obviously Trump was in charge and like ICE was like on the street. Like that was different, yes. But I don't think, not to say that wasn't major or something, but I'm saying major global things like wars and like what are we doing here? I think that he's proving it doesn't matter who the president is, because to your point, everything is not only is everything like a backdoor deal, but I think everything's been, the deals have already been like made.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yes
Like,
and no, because to that point, this war in Iran right now, he just did that unilaterally. Like, no one.
So you don't think that would have happened either way?
But they didn't even like, dude. Remember Iraq? Remember Iraq, guys? Remember how hard they tried to sell us?
Well, no. So that's different. So he is a real estate developer. He goes on stage and goes like, yeah, we're going to drop a bomb. All right, we're going to drop a bomb. It's a big bomb. But what I'm saying is like, I think no matter what, we would have bombed Iran, bro. Like, we love bombing people. Like, I think it's like the thing that I think is funny about America and about the pride of Americans is that we like forget every other year who was in charge. Like,
I mean, but
like I just think that's, and of course it is what it is. Like,
we had the power to bomb Iran since 1979, right?
Yeah.
That was the revolution, and we've edged on it.
Oh, we've been edging,
but we never went there.
Yeah.
We never went there, even under Bush. You know, Obama, Biden, they didn't do it. Even Clinton didn't do it. Bush won, Reagan. None of them. None of them were like, we're not touching this.
Yeah.
Like, we want to so bad, but we're not going to do it. Like, it's not worth it. And then this was like, hey, guys, we're just going to do it. We're doing it. Like, not even like a, hey, you know, Iraq, you know, there was the whole like the aluminum tubes and the yellow cake and you know, Saddam, his weapons of mass. Like, they didn't even do that, you know. They didn't even like try and like. They also did it after the Super Bowl. To be fair, the last one they did after the Super Bowl. I was like, because this is like, I think this is like the 23rd anniversary of when we started. The war in Iraq. I think it was like this week.
Look at that,
I think it was
folks.
like March.
Everything is poetic. Life is poetic,
By the way,
folks.
they always do it in the middle of tax season, and fuck them for that. I'm like, I filed already. I'm like, oh no, this is what that money's going toward. Ugh.
No, I know what you mean. So maybe this is the case then. Maybe it's not so much it doesn't matter. Maybe this then. How about this? Maybe this is more in line then. I believe that there are certain long-standing goals, and they will maybe wait for the right person or president, or they will wait for the right person presiding over the presidency to do it. So like to your point, maybe they waited and they're like, all right, someone like this guy, we could convince him to do it.
Lindsey Graham, the senator from South Carolina, who's allegedly gay, and
hopefully gay,
and
please be gay, please.
and is aggressively. He's like 75 years old and just deep in the closet, lifelong bachelor, no kids.
Oh, is he a lifelong bachelor?
Supposedly has male escorts when he's in DC. I don't, you know, I'm not gonna. But apparently, there's like, you know,
No, I've worked with him. I have.
You've met Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, no, I've worked with him. Yeah,
not the one from Wondery.
Yeah,
the senator from South Carolina.
Not the one from Wondery. That's funny.
Because the one from Wondery, I like him. He does the American History Tellers podcast. Great podcast. I highly recommend it if you're a history nerd like me.
Yeah, all right. Let's chill out. Finish this fucking episode first. You can fucking get in another podcast over here.
It's very different vibe. Very different vibe. But you know, it's like pretty much him just reading like an AP US history book. But Lindsey Graham, the senator, I mean, look, you listen to him talk, you see his mannerisms, you're like, all right, this guy, come on, you don't have a wife, you don't have a girlfriend.
And he's that like Southern, like where he's like, well, how about you just come stay upstairs with me at my farmhouse?
He's Mr. Herbert.
Yeah, literally he's Mr. Herbert.
He's like, I just like sit on the porch and drink some sweet tea. It is, my Lord, it is hot out here.
And what goes well with a sweet tea? A sweet boy, maybe a sweet guest.
Sweet Filipino pool boy.
Yeah, a sweet Filipino pool boy, maybe.
So, but yeah, regardless of what his sexuality is, he was like,
tell us, Lindsay.
It's like, look, whether he's attracted or not to men, whatever, if that gets him hard, fine. But what really does get him hard
is bombing Iran.
With bombing Venezuela, dude, he was ecstatic. And now they're talking about Cuba. Fucking, they just do it. It's like every single thing that they wanted to accomplish in the 50s. They're like, all right, we're gonna take Iran. We're gonna take over Cuba. And it's like, dude, if Kennedy couldn't do it, how many assassination attempts did Fidel Castro survive?
Yeah.
But the CIA, I'm like, guys,
I'm sorry, guys, he won that one. He won that one.
Pigs. Because the problem is they don't learn anything.
Yeah.
These people, it's like we had, you know, they said Iraq, you know, I remember seeing an op-ed from 2003. It says Iraq is not Vietnam. And then
Oh,
it
that's
turned out,
interesting.
and then it turned out
It
to be,
is.
and now they're like, well, Iran's not Iraq, and I'm like, yeah, because Iran has an N in it. That's it. That's the only difference. Like, it's so bizarre, and it's, you know, and it's like, look, everything that's happening over there is tragic. I mean, look, I understand it's a repressive regime. These people deserve freedom. They deserve, but they also don't. But that doesn't mean that they deserve our bombs. It's like, all right,
they deserve everything from America.
We're going to take out their leadership and then also kill them. That's probably not. That doesn't really bode well in the long run.
See, that's what I'm saying. To me, I'm like, but that's the American way. Like, when have we not done that? Like, I feel like kind of to your point, where we are. I think that the whole mindset right now, like, is to, again, when was the last time America was really prideful? It was the 50s. It was after World War II.
I think it was the 80s.
And it was,
man.
well, 80s too. 80s
I think
too.
under Reagan,
but
America
I think,
really...
but the 50s were our jump start. Like, the 50s were like, everybody came back from World War II. We fucking won. We fucking got money. Everybody's got a GI Bill. Go open a business. You get a business.
Hey,
you get a business.
Hey, Alex, why don't we ask your producer what the 50s were like?
I don't know about that. Yeah, not as fruitful. Well, listen, it wouldn't have been fruitful for me. Italians weren't white in the 50s. They weren't white till like the 70s, you know? And I was Jewish. They would have been like,
Fair
dude.
enough. But, like, you know, it's still...
But what I'm trying to say is, what I'm saying, though, is it, and he will agree with us, it's, what I'm saying is we're trying to get back to that misplaced pride. Like, that pride in terms of, I don't think anybody knows... Well, first of all, I think pride gets lost in a collective. Like, I think it dissipates as you add people, or it's an extreme. Like, you make a group and there's either no pride or it's overly prideful.
Well, I think the lack of pride kind of comes from the issues that were bubbling under the surface in the 50s, right? Because back then, right, you still had the New Deal. So people, there was still social safety net. There was, they had unions were strong, pensions, people coming home from the war. They had the GI Bill, so they were going to college, getting degrees. They had factory jobs, and also suburbanization. And that's right where
Levittown, baby.
Yeah, I mean, Levittown also had redlining.
Yeah.
So, so you had Jim Crow, and you also had, segregation, whether it was official or unofficial in, depending on what part of the country you were in. And so, and then what happened was, as black people wanted more, rights as they deserved, and they and they were fighting for equal rights and civil rights. That's when you got like the white people getting scared. That was white flight to the suburbs. That was blockbusting, dude. I mean, Howard Stern, I think, has the best blockbusting story.
Yeah.
He lived in Roosevelt on Long Island, and they started, selling
Start
houses to
busting the
black
blocks.
people. So blockbusting was basically, you had a white neighborhood and you'd sell a house to a black family, and then, all the white people would
On
freak
the
out.
block would,
It's where the saying like, oh, there goes the neighborhood, because they're afraid of their property value dropping, so they just sell it all immediately, and the realtors clean
block
up.
Goes bust, yeah.
Well, the realtors would clean the fuck up. That's why they did it.
And that's so terrible, and they would just probably they would probably scheme on that.
Right, but so Howard Stern talks about how his parents were so progressive, even in like the 60s, they were like, we're not moving. He was like the only Jewish kid in an all-black high school, and he said like the locker room after gym was the worst because he had a tiny dick compared to the fucking... So
yeah, his little Jew dick.
Yeah.
Hey, look at my Jewish dick, guys. It's circumcised.
Yeah, watch Private Parts, man. He tells it. But so, but then, as society became more integrated, people, even if you go back to the Civil War, a lot of poor white people didn't want the slaves to be freed because they were afraid that whatever opportunities were available for poor white people,
they wouldn't get them.
But it would go to the
It's literally, guys, it's always been, they're taking our jobs!
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And so, there's always been that like discomfort, and kind of the 50s was, I guess, like the utopian version of like, all right, we have segregation.
I think it was utopian on the surface.
On the surface for white America. And then over time, things started to change, and then they started to get upset. All the meanwhile, like all the corporations were finding ways to try and extract more and more wealth.
Well, the corporations were just playing both sides, riding whatever.
And then, and then we went off the gold standard, and we entered the age of neoliberalism, and that was Reagan, and that was stocks and
and then the real pride, then the pride,
and the pride came back because people were but that it was a different. There was a huge culture shift in the 80s.
Yeah,
I think that happened under that, and now we're seeing sort of the You know,
And now
for
I
our
think
parents'
penetration-
generation, it was great, but for
Yeah.
us, it's like, what the fuck? We're all
Yeah. And you
know.
know, it's funny. I think that like everything, right? It's cyclical. Like the pride goes up and down. And I think that right now we're back in an era where the pride would be going up, but it's going up in a weird way.
Well, no, because
Like
it's splintering.
yeah.
Because you have
Because I would argue pride for the country for a lot of people has risen. You know what I mean? But I'm like, but it's like,
well,
it's like
for the people it's risen for, they're the ones that are fighting against any sort
well,
of.
that's what I was gonna say. But it's not
That's like that's the Nick Fuenteses of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And the, you know.
Well, no, yeah. But I'm saying still, I think it's the same emotion. Like it's like, I think pride, maybe it's not pride, because I think pride is probably more pure and welcoming, and pride isn't like
It's become nationalism.
pride isn't like that you're better than someone. It's just that you're proud,
Right,
Versus like what you're saying, which is like, no, we're better.
It's American exceptionalism and it's nationalism, and I think that's what we're seeing like culturally right now, and that's kind of what led us to this. It was like, you know, people voted for Trump because of the vibes. I mean, people don't remember, right? So Obama came in.
Yeah, he did win a vibe presidency.
Like people don't realize how much the current president relies on the last term of the last president for whether or not they succeed or fail. I mean, Trump is just doing his own thing right now, but like, okay, so Bush came in and, you know, he had a good economy. We had 9/11, dot-com bubble burst, and then, you know, we went to war in Iraq. We you had the 08
That was a hell of a ride with him.
and then Obama came in and had to fix the economy, figure out what to do with Iraq, but but because we were in all these foreign entanglements, he kind of had to still like deal with them.
Right.
Like, it wasn't like he just came in and was like, all right, time to bomb Yemen. It was like,
I'd like to bomb
basically all the instability that we created over there, he now had to deal with as the commander in chief. Now, could he have dealt with it differently? Is everything he did? Do I agree with everything? No. But I think if you zoom out and kind of be like, all right, well, we kind of had all these foreign entanglements and the CIA and, you know, they're over here arming these people and we're doing this. And it's like, all right, well, now he has to just kind of deal with it. And we don't know what kind of intelligence he was getting where he like had to make certain decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, he had to just fucking nut up and do it. And, you know, he dealt with the economy. And then by the time he left office, like, all right, we were out of Iraq and, you know, he had a hot economy. And then Trump came in and until COVID just had to like, I mean, the economy started to slow down because he was trying to tariff countries back then, just not as badly. But he was still just, you know, just kind of coasting.
Yeah.
Because he had people to just kind of like keep him in line. And then COVID happened and that fucked up everything. So Biden came in, he was like, all right, we got to get inflation down. Companies started hiring again. And then, you know, but it was like, well, it wasn't enough for people. Mm-hmm. And so now we're back to Trump and now all the shit he wanted to do the first time. I mean, look, we had January 6th, but all the shit he wanted to do in the first term that people kept telling him like, no, he's just doing it now.
Yeah.
And like, it's like literally like, dude, like he didn't have to put these tariffs in. He could have just been like, I'm just not going to touch the economy. If he was just hands off on the economy, everything would be, you know, it wouldn't be fine. Like, that's not to say that affordability is still not an issue, but like, it was a very slow process. It was a slow, uneven process. It wouldn't have had the after effects that it did. It's like, dude, you didn't have to go to war with Iran. First of all, if he didn't pull out of the nuclear deal 8 years ago, 9 years ago, whenever it was, we wouldn't have to go to war with Iran. And we didn't even have to go to war with Iran in the first place.
Twice. That's so fucking
Dude,
funny.
but that was the thing, is because people remember, you know what people were remembering? They were remembering up until COVID, up until 2020, hey, the economy was fine, stocks are doing good, there's a lot of jobs out there.
Yeah, I think COVID almost kind of helped Trump too in a way because he was able to be like, what are we supposed to do? Like,
Well, he was trying to get reelected. He was like, I don't know if you remember those. There was one press conference. He was like, I am a wartime president. And I'm like, that's the thing, is he wants to start because wartime presidents get reelected too.
Right.
That's the other thing. Like, you know, like that's part of the reason why Bush got reelected was because we were in a war.
Yeah, we're like, let's not mess with this right now.
Right. And so he's like, I'm a war. It's like, no, you're not, dude. Like, it's, you know, we're fighting a disease that you threw out all the resources we had to fight. And now we're, you know, and like, I'm not, obviously he couldn't stop the scourge that was COVID.
Yeah.
I think the death toll would have been lower. Had he been able to manage it better, I mean, look, he did Operation Warp Speed. We got the vaccine. We were able to go back to normal. But I do think that there was also so much just rhetoric that they were pushing, like that was anti-lockdown, and it's like, dude, like look, no one's blaming you for this the way that like we would blame you for other stuff. But it's like all you had to do was just take the right. If he handled COVID properly, if he was better about handling COVID, if he just let the experts talk, because this is what I'm saying. He needs the spotlight. Because remember, he was going back and forth with Fauci, because Fauci was like, hey guys, like stay inside, wear a mask, wash your hands, and Trump was like, inject bleach. And like people were paying, he didn't like the fact that the spotlight was off of him, so he went after Fauci, right? And then there was this whole movement that was just like anti-Anthony Fauci for whatever reason. And so I think just, it's just like, dude, if you just like shut up and let people who know what they're talking about just right. And so he would have won re-election with things have gotten as bad between 2020 and 2024 as they're getting now under him. Who is to say? But it is a fucking disaster right now. And yeah, dude, like I said, I got laid off, and the job market looks terrible, and my stocks are going down, and Iran is getting blown the fuck up.
Well,
and
listen, buy Raytheon, okay? Buy Raytheon, buy Lockheed, buy Spotify, because that guy's making missiles too.
Spotify's making missiles?
He's got like a separate venture. I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say, is he just blowing people up with like Billie Eilish?
Yeah. It's just coming down. It just blows up when it explodes. That's her singing, by the way. Not like
it's like the bomb bay of a fighter jet opens up. It's like, is that Sabrina Carpenter just falling towards
Listen,
Earth?
can I tell you something? Maybe that is what we need to reinstate some pride. Maybe that's what we need to have some
Pop
right
culture.
pride. I think that we need to draw Sabrina Carpenter-like women on planes again. I think that's what we need for pride.
That was like specifically a world. They stopped doing that after World War II.
They stopped doing that after World War II.
I think,
why? Because World War II, we were happy to be there. That's why.
No,
we were happy to be there. It was fun.
You know what happened? I think in the 50s when they invented the jet engine, because World War II they were using prop planes, and I feel like with prop planes you can only do so much to remain like hidden on like radar or like reconnaissance. I feel like with the jet engines, they're like, yeah, we can't put titties on a fucking F-13 or whatever. Like we just have to.
Maybe you can. Maybe they're just like, look, man, you put titties that size on this thing, we're gonna show up on the fucking radar. Okay, we made the Reaper so it would not be seen on a radar. Those titties are gonna show up. That's what I think.
All right, yeah, just
But anyway,
just paint Cardi B's ass on a B2. Like, let's just see how that goes.
I'd be fine with that. I'd be happy with that.
All right.
So Keith, listen, dude, you're a Long Island native, right? You're a Long Island native.
I was gonna say Sally, but I'm wearing a fucking Islander hat. I really can't. I can't deny it. I can't be like, yeah, no,
you're an Islander.
Yeah, no, I'm.
You don't seem very proud of
born
it.
and bred.
You're one of the few people. Pride in Long Island is funny because Long Island's a funny place because it is beautiful. Like there are parts of Long Island that are gorgeous.
Oh yeah, the beaches,
and it's like for all intents and purposes, it's a fine and nice place to live. Like most people who live on Long Island are doing fine, and whatever.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like money, like you can buy food and you have a home and stuff, like whatever. They're not doing good mentally, but they're doing good otherwise. But I think one of the reasons that we get along so well.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought about this, is because both of us are from places that are very prideful. Very prideful. You're from Long Island. I'm from Philadelphia.
I would say Philly's got a lot more pride. New York is pride.
Philly's got a lot more pride.
New York has a lot of pride.
Well, you know what's funny? New York City New York City is the smallest part of this state of New York, and it probably has the most pride.
Well, it also has
half
the population.
It also has half the population. But isn't it? But regionally, it's the smallest. New York City is probably got to be one of the smallest pieces of the state, right? Like in terms of like every other county in New York State's huge.
In terms of square footage, yeah, like square mileage, you're probably right about that.
But the density, I guess,
it's so dense. I mean, Long Island. Look, when I was growing up on Long Island, it wasn't what it was now, because it was still like my grandparents and my parents.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when my parents lived there, it was not.
Well, my grandparent, because again, we were talking about like, no, the 50s post-war. My grandfather moved out in the late 60s with my grandma and my dad and his brothers, and they bought a house, and it was like, they moved out of Brooklyn, and they had, they had a, I think like a 4-bedroom house on the South Shore of Long Island, like really living like American dream. And then my parents, they raised us, 3-bedroom house, just idyllic suburbia. Right. And to me, it was just like, whatever traditions that my parents grew up with on Long Island, it's like, it's just a lot of strip malls and bagels and shit. But like, it was never like, I was never like raised to have like pride in being a Long Islander.
Right.
And again, like I also didn't.
But a lot of people are.
Well, I also didn't grow up in like a kind of Guido area.
Right.
Like
literally.
But even
Italians listen to me, Italians, you need to fucking chill out, dude. Every Italian, I'm the only Italian guy who like doesn't care like what street I grew up on.
Because you're only half, that's why.
Yeah, because I'm only half, that's why.
So.
Because the other half's Jewish, where I'm like, I'm not going to tell you anything. Where am I from? It doesn't matter.
But it's like, I feel like now, because Long Island is it's expensive, right? And especially it's like the most expensive part of the state to live in. I think that's not the city.
Is it really?
It's
got that or the Hamptons. Well, Hamptons is Long Island. Yeah.
And Nassau County is the highest property taxes, I think, in the country. So,
it's got to be top 5, if not the top.
So it's
that in like Beverly Hills.
It's one of those things where it's like, yo, I fucking made it. I'm on Long Island. And it's like usually guys from Brooklyn and Queens that grew up in some of the more like, enclaves that are like, hey,
right. And they're like, hey, look at me, I got a fucking yard now. Fuck you.
Look at my house. It's just that. And so it's, and look, Long Island too, we were talking about redlining. It's so racist.
Yeah.
And like Long Island is just, it's one of the most segregated.
I'm not laughing at the races. I'm laughing at just how ridiculous a place it is.
It is. And so,
they are terrified of like black people on Long Island.
Yeah. Well, that's why they all live in specific areas, and then like John Oliver did like a thing about like housing discrimination. Like he had an episode, and it was just all examples from like Nassau County.
It's all like it's like
this an episode about Nassau County.
Nassau High School. Like
it's like they had Newsday went undercover as like home buyers and like
right.
And they were recording the shit the realtors were saying to them, and you're like, to me, this is Long Island.
Because every Long Island realtor is just like, what's funny? Long Island's probably the only place where the realtors like are like anti-selling you the place. Like I feel like any other place you go, you talk to someone, they're like, yeah, it's a really beautiful, it's got a great ensuite right
it's like
here.
You don't want to live here, trust me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I feel like every Long Island realtor, they're like, yeah, let me tell you something. If you lived here 2 years ago, you would have gotten a good deal and you would have had a better block. But listen, if you want to live here, you got kids? Let me show you another place.
But like dude, it's like also Long Island just has like a lot of wannabe rednecks.
Yes. Well, you know what? Long Island.
I'll admit in college I had like a country phase, but like
of course, dude. I'm from Pennsylvania. I mean, well, at least I kind of have more right to do it.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in rural Pennsylvania too, so like it did kind of resonate a little bit.
Yeah.
But like dude, Long Island, like a lot of pickup trucks for guys who don't have like construction jobs.
It's almost like when you go to like, have you ever been to Houston?
No.
They're all urban cowboys in Houston. Like everyone in Houston like works like a remote marketing job, but they wear like cowboy boots and they have like an F-350.
Yeah, but
and I'm
Long
like,
Island's
guys.
like that. But like they're also Guidos. So it's like Guidos with like fucking like flannel shirts without sleeves.
Dude, can I tell you something? It is so, there are every group of people and every like white people do things that are annoying and they do this and Spanish people do that. But I gotta tell you something. When Italian people are like an annoying Italian guy is worse than like any other.
Well, you guys are just loud.
Yeah,
so...
like it's but like Italians like are like. There's like a block. Like they're like, I feel like I've spoken to Italians and I'm like, God, no, I am also Italian. Like you don't have to explain this to me.
Well, with that mustache, I could tell.
Yeah, with the mustache, I could tell. Yeah, right.
You're looking like a pizza box.
But no, but it is true, dude. Italians just, do you think Italians got to be one of the most prideful types of people?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you guys
they just love being Italians love being Italian. We love.
Oh yeah, it's like get stuck behind a Camaro on the Long Island Expressway. It's got the little Italian flag, like the little magnet on the back of the car, and then there's like it's got the boot. It's got the outline of the boot. It's like, bro,
I got the Italian stallion Rocky. I just like, dude, our hero is a fake. Our hero is a person who's not real. It's Rocky.
That's
it's a
okay.
person who's not real.
That's a Philly thing because most Italians from like this part of the country,
they don't care about Rocky.
Well, no, it's Tony Soprano. That's who they worship. I remember
another fake character. Thank you.
Okay, Alex and I used to work the door at this comedy club.
You can say what it is.
I'm not going to say what it is.
Can I say it?
If you want to.
Shout out.
The owner hired this like 20-something-year-old, or no, she was like 20 on the nose. She was 20 years old. This Italian girl from Astoria, Queens, and she was like a fucking mob wife.
Oh my God, I loved her.
Yeah, she was like.
What was her name?
I
feel so bad. She was cool. I did like her.
Yeah, she was very nice, but
she was very chill.
She was very chill, but every time you talk to her, she's like, "Oh my God, I need my Tony Soprano. Like, I need to meet my Tony Soprano."
She was either she needs a Tony Soprano or everything is I have to get something from my bag. Where's my bag?
And like I think she. Again, this is why I don't want to say her name because I don't want to spread rumors. But like,
no, her I won't say.
But like, I think her family may have been affiliated, because like she was like, yeah, my dad owns this business, and like we kind of.
Oh my God!
And she's very. I was like, is your dad in the mob? And she's like, no comment. Like she like knows, but it's like, but she's being coy about it. And I'm like, there's no way she's not.
Well, dude, are you ready for this? This is a caveat. Then I want to go back to what I was talking about. I have family that was affiliated too.
I know you do.
My uncle was Robert Labooty.
Yeah,
you'll love this too. My uncle, I don't know if you remember this, but when Trump was first running in 2016, there was a story about him, and they said, here's him featured with a mobster, a known mobster. It was my uncle. So he's connected to Trump, whatever. So last night I'm sitting, it's like 3 a.m, and I'm like, yo, I'm going to search in the Epstein files if there's any connection. There's an email from a guy named Bob Labooty. I would assume that's Robert, to Jeffrey Epstein. It's not anything. It says like a lovely wedding, and it's like a picture, but you can't view it. But I was like, what?
So I'll get my own family mob story, but before that, with the Epstein files, so my friend, one of my best friends from growing up, his dad runs a hedge fund, and so his dad's like,
I'm sure things will turn around for him soon.
Yeah, well, his dad's like boss had also an island in the Virgin Islands.
Oh, wonderful!
And it was next to Epstein's.
Oh, beautiful!
And so my friend told me the story. He was like, yeah. So he's like, yeah, my dad's mentioned in the Epstein files, so apparently there's like a picture where it's like him. So it's my friend's dad. It was like some Christmas party for like this hedge fund, the guy who like he was working for, and like Epstein. So it was like him. So it's my friend's dad, my friend's mom, and my friend's little sister is a baby with Jeffrey Epstein.
That's fucking crazy.
But like we searched.
Do you have the photo?
No, we couldn't find it.
Is it on the files?
So I think that was one of the ones that got taken down.
Bro, let's go on Gmail right now and find that shit. That's what I did.
So we can try it later because it was just I couldn't so my family mob. So look, I don't want to spread rumors or conjecture about my family, but there is
just don't go on Gmail and search.
Not the Epstein files. We're not that. But we think my grandfather may have been involved in organized crime.
You've told me that before.
So I'll tell you the story. So my grandfather, like I said, he was a GI and then moved out to Long Island. He was an accountant, right? So there's a couple of stories. So first things first, he got a brand new Mercedes in 1977, and my dad
clean. That's Miami Vice shit.
And this was back when like anyone can get World Series tickets. And, like my dad took my grandpa to the World Series. Tickets were $10 back then. That's like $300.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and so it was the Reggie Jackson game. It was in it was the 3 home run Game 6, 1977.
Can you imagine going to see Reggie Jackson? You paid $10 fucking.
Yeah, and so my grandfather parked his Mercedes on the Grand Concourse in 1977 when landlords were setting the buildings on fire.
Yeah,
during the World Series, you could see the buildings falling down on the Grand Concourse.
Yeah.
mid-game.
Yeah.
And that's where the phrase "the Bronx is burning" comes
Yeah.
from.
No.
Literally.
This is straight like Death Wish. Like,
Yeah.
Like
And my dad was like, "Are you
Charles
crazy?"
Bronson.
And my grandfather was like, "Nah, don't worry about it." So they get back. He was like, he thought his car. My dad thought my grandpa's car would get broken into.
Yeah, he's like, "You're
get
crazy.
stolen."
It's not even gonna be there.
Comes back pristine, and I realized I was like, "Oh, they definitely thought that was like owned by like someone you didn't want to fuck with."
So-
well, I gotta tell you what happened to the car.
Oh, God.
So my grandfather had a friend, this Jamaican guy who ran a garage. By the way, my grandfather was racist, so the fact that he had a Jamaican friend was probably a red flag. And
Yeah. You're like, what is he providing for you?
well, he had a body shop, or he had a detailing body shop kind of stuff. You know, so get your car washed.
Keith, it's called a chop shop.
Well, that's the thing. So my grandfather took it in for detailing one day, and then like all these years later, like he never got it back. And like, you know, like 2-3 years later go by, people would ask him, like, "Hey, like what happened? What's up with the car? Like, you getting your car back?" Yeah, the Mercedes, like, "No, it's still with so-and-so." Like, he wasn't even worried about it. I'm like, did he owe this to someone?
so
Was he
funny.
trying to destroy evidence? And then his accounting office, he had a practice, he had his own office in on the South Shore of Long Island, and one night it just mysteriously went up in flames. And
mysterious.
and then and then after that he started working from home, and he still had the files he needed. But I'm like,
Yeah.
it's
What did
like-
all the files I needed survive the fire?
it's like, well, was it an insurance scam? Was he trying to destroy some evidence?
Right. Say it. I love when you say it. What's the
Jewish lightning,
Jewish
baby.
lightning, baby? Jewish lightning.
And I'm like, it's like, all right, was my grandpa maybe like tied to some bad people? Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's not like they relied on my grandmother's pension because she was a teacher of the city school system for years. So like, they just relied on her pension. Like, it wasn't even like he had all this money from whatever he was doing.
It was unexplained well, listen, it's like you said, man, listen, back in the day, that was back in the day. It didn't matter. It was about having a cool job.
Cool job.
It was not about having money. It was about having a cool job.
One of his clients. So my dad told me once, because I remember when I was like high school, I really wanted a car, and like I was looking at like used cars, and I was like, "Ooh, can I?" It's like I found like one for like $8,000. It was a gold Cadillac DeVille. And my dad was like, "That's a like."
You're
it was like,
him.
I was gonna say, my dad was like, "Yeah, that's definitely like."
He's like, let me get you a cane too. And I'm like,
that was seized from the police.
yeah, no, that was 100%.
And my dad
seized.
told me a story. Like, apparently, one of my grandpa's clients, they had to meet him in a Burger King parking lot in like Queens, in like South Queens, and it was like, black dude, feather hat, fucking
That's
pulled up in a Cadillac DeVille to give my grandpa receipts. Like, this was, again, my grandpa may have been involved.
So now here's
in
the
some
thing.
less than
Now,
legal
someone like your
activities.
grandpa, does he have a lot of pride or no pride? In terms of like, did he just not care? Do you think he had pride in his ability? Because here's what I think too.
I think he
a
had
lot
no
of people,
pride. My grandfather had no standards. It sounded like he just did whatever he had to do. Because by the time I was old enough to like really have a relationship with him, he was past his 80s. He
Right,
He was always very
he's not
quiet.
gonna, yeah.
He was quiet. He was very curmudgeon-y,
Well, yeah, I mean, he probably murdered countless people and has
Well, I don't know.
a litany
Listen,
of secrets.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know what he did. His whatever his business.
I know you don't have to. I'm not a cop. Don't worry.
But he
Keith.
was also a soldier. He fought in World War II. And so
You know what it is, man? I also think like and this isn't even, I'm not even like doing a bit here. I think that, a lot of things are just contextual or a sign of the times and stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, like, it's obviously not okay to kill people or to be a mobster or to wash money or to launder money. Like, of course not. But sometimes I wonder if I feel like back then, people were just hustling. Like, people they had to live, and they were
Yeah.
like, if this is how you did it, like I almost feel like nowadays people are more like, well, what do you do for work? Well, how does that work? Well, so I just don't understand the revenue model. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, we're like, back then they're like, hey, buddy, look, I showed up and there's food on the table. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
Like,
yeah, it's like
you know what I mean?
there was a game that you had to play, especially in New York City, in the 50s and 60s, right when this place was run by the mob up until, the 80s or the early 90s. So,
Which, by the way, that's why this place sucks, because it's still corrupt, but there's no mob now. At least the mob took care of the
still a
neighborhood.
mob. It's just not that mob.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of just Italians, so I gotta tell you, I was gonna tell you this before we started and before we were interrupted by the intro. This is how far back we're going. So, so I got hit up by a recruiter. It's a 70-year-old Italian guy from New Jersey. Well, he's from the Bronx, but he lives in New Jersey. I don't think he's going to see this podcast, but but very nice guy, but very like
Very like, yeah, could set you up with a job.
He's like, you know,
Got a
well,
job.
he's like kind of racist. He was like, you
Well,
know,
he's Italian, yeah.
you know, because like I said, I work in financial services. You know, this is the kind of job. It's like, I'm surprised your name's not Patel or Singh, and I'm like, all right,
said that?
yeah, I'm like, dude.
Well, yeah, but they gotta go. Don't worry, I got a Jewish name. I got
Like,
it.
yeah, don't worry, I got it. It's like, and not only that. So I sent him my resume. You know, he walks. You know, he was like, you know, he's there's like the salary input, and he was like, hey, I was like, you know, it's like, all right, so I put the minimum salary, I did this, and he was like, he goes, you hit submit yet? I was like, no. He goes, put another $5,000 in there, fuck him, and I was like, okay.
I love that.
then-
But see, now that's the good part about like bombastic Italians. Where they're like, nah, put another
And
fight.
then,
You
and then he
deserve
was like,
more.
by the way, if you don't hear from me by next Wednesday, break my balls. He literally said
said,
this.
"Break
he goes,
my-"
call me up, break my balls, light a fire under me, do what you got to
Is he
do
like
to get me.
doing it? Was this a real? I mean, was this like an acting student who was trying
No,
to?
this is a 70-year-old Italian man.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's been apparently recruiting for the last 50 years. He's like, he mentioned that he's been doing this for 48 years.
And you probably said you've always worked in tech recruiting. He goes, well, you know, I helped my buddy. My buddy had a little group in town. I helped to recruit some people.
Listen, very nice guy, but very bombastic. And I was like, God, this is the most. I fell in love. This guy is my favorite person on earth now.
Well, see, that's the funny, and that's a great way to wrap it all up. Like, it's important to have pride. It's important to be yourself. It's important to respect people. It's important to play the game, like you're saying. But at the end of the day, I think that the people that you like, you know, like, and not, I'm saying anyone, like people that you appreciate or people that society like appreciates, it's people who I think have a nice balance of pride. They're prideful enough to have autonomy and do whatever and, you know, be on the phone with you and go, hey, look, if I don't call you, break my balls. You know what I mean? Like he's not going, well, if I say that, is that okay to say? You know what I mean? And you like that. You like that you got off the phone and you said, hey, listen, man,
this guy's a straight shooter.
this guy,
I like
right?
him.
Exactly. I said it could go left, it could go right, it could go up, down, left, right, A, B, start. But I'll tell you what, that guy did not lie to you.
No,
He didn't lie to you.
He was like, look, I got this job. This is what I need you to put on your resume.
And that too. And I love that. I like, just tell me, what do you want on the resume? What do you want on the resume?
He was like, this is what you got to put on the resume, and I'll send it, and you'll put my name, you'll put my phone number. And I was like, oh my God, this guy is like, I'm like, can you be my new dad? Like my dad, he's like a year older than what my dad would be. And I was like, you can just be my dad, please. Like,
Dude, listen, it is definitely you know, I think that if people can't find pride, they just like I think that if people can't get any sort of pride or fulfillment like out of what they're doing, then they'll just like make it up themselves. And I think that those are the best people. Like this guy is recruiting. He probably don't give a fuck about recruiting.
oh no, he's
But
70s.
He's himself. Like,
He's like-
I think like, cause we're both from like, again, like we were saying earlier, like we're both from places that are like very charged up, like very like people.
There's a lot of sexual repression in the
People
Italian
love
community. I don't know
Yeah,
if
there
you know
probably
this.
is. People love being from a place. You know what I mean? Like people love just being from New York or being
Fucking
from
gay
Philly.
birds, dude. I was wearing
Yeah,
this hat.
gay bird.
Dude, I was wearing this hat by Madison Square Garden, like just walking home. It's an Islander hat. It's not even a Met. This
and it's a New York hat.
This drunk Philadelphia fan was like, "Yo, go Birds!" He's just shouting like into TikTok.
Yeah.
And he was following me. He was like, "Look at this asshole with the Mets hat." You go, "Fuck the Mets, go Phillies, go Birds." I'm like, dude, I'm not even this isn't even a Met. I mean, he was drunk.
And you also
I'm
want to like, and you know what's
belligerent.
funny?
I'm not even gonna. But
people who do that, you want to be like, what else is going on in your life? Like, I always realize, like, I'm like, I think as I've gotten older, and granted, like, I was never into sports when I like grew up. Like I was never into sports like that. So I never really like had like a prideful thing until I really started doing like comedy. You know what I mean? Like I never did like team stuff, like, or you know what I mean? Or like any sort of like thing like that.
well, you did.
But,
You were just bad at it.
well, yeah, I did. I was just very bad at it. I did it for 2 years.
Play baseball.
but like I always feel like people use pride as like an excuse to like I feel like they have pride backwards. Like people will do things to themselves. People will do things to themselves that doesn't make sense, and then put their pride somewhere else. Like I'm saying, like people will like do drugs. They'll overeat.
Well, people
they
are
will.
proud of things that they have no control over. Right.
Right. And I'm like, what are you? There are so many things you could be prideful over.
It's like you could take, like, again, you can build something and take pride in this thing you built or like establish or like a business or you know, if you woodwork or whatever it is, right? Versus like, you know, me saying like, oh, I'm proud to be Jewish, and it's like, I guess
you didn't do anything.
It's like
you were just born like that.
I was
like,
born and they took my foreskin. I don't know what else I had to do.
Dude, but that is what it is. And I'm like, people that's like, they thank you. That's exactly, like, you just summarized it better than me. But that's what I was trying to get at. I was like, people will like debase their lives, but then they will have pride because they're like, well, I'm from Philly. And it's like, dude, you... Like I love when people do things like you can't stop this city. It's like, dude, no one cares where you live. No one cares that you care that you live there. Like do something for yourself, and then you don't have to pour all your pride into something random.
I mean, that's tribalism, right?
Right.
I mean, you see that all over the world. You know, whether it's like, dude, I mean, the fucking Balkan countries, my favorite because they all hate each other. So they all hate each other. You know, it's like the Croats hate the Serbs, who hate the Montenegrins, they you know, who hate Bosnians. Like, they all just, and it's like, you all speak virtually the same language.
I know, like, who
you
cares?
occupy the same peninsula. It's just, what, you know, there's all this shit that goes back all these years. And, you know, I mean, look, even if, you know, I mean, look, within the United States or like, you know, different kinds of Latinos, it's like, you know, we ever get like a, you know, I mean, it's not that big of a thing now, but I feel like our parents' generation, like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, didn't get along.
Right.
You know, and it's just like,
and I'm like, you guys both wear tight jeans. I don't know what to say, okay? And you both have good haircuts. I don't know.
And so it's like, you know, it's just, people just take sort of pride in their community, and like, again, it just becomes, it's not
which is
pride.
fine, which is
I don't think
good.
it's pride.
Like,
I think it's just tribalism. I think it's just tribalism to try and find a both community and a way to make outsiders feel alienated, you know. And it's like, because again, like, you know, growing up Jewish, you know, I was part of a Jewish fraternity in college, and like so much of it, dude, was just like ixnay to outsiders.
Right.
It was like everything was like, so it was like separatist almost, and so that's why it's like, you know, everything, you know, it's just, I think that's just human nature.
Kind of empty, and you know what, and you're right, and that is kind of where we're at now. That's how I feel we're at with America right now, where you're right. Pride actually inherently is probably pretty empty. It's kind of it's like an adjacent feeling. Like, it's not a feeling that you feel for no reason. Like, you feel it because of something else. So it's like, inherently it is kind of vapid. So it's like, if you, like a place like or like you're saying, like ixnay on the, you know, it's like half of the pride of something comes from the fact that other people can't experience it,
right,
or be a part of it.
I mean, look, you were in a frat too. Wasn't that part of the whole thing? It's like, you loser, you didn't get a bid. And then like, I mean, it's collective narcissism.
Or like all the other, like, and it's like all other, like, oh, you're hanging out with SAE guys?
Yeah,
what the
it's
fuck?
like my friend's better than your friend. It's like guys.
You're like, guys, we're all spiking drinks, okay?
So he said it, not me. Chicks wouldn't even come. We were so
I was not into chicks coming to parties.
We were so nerdy. Right. We were so nerdy, girls didn't even want to take the risk. Or sorry, they didn't even think we weren't even worth the risk. They were just like, oh, they're losers. Just
they're like we're not going there. They're like, oh, did they do something to the drinks? Like, no, the social risk.
It's like, oh, the social risk. Like, honestly, if you make me go, I will roofie myself. I don't want to be there. Like, that's how bad we were.
Oh my God. Well, what can I say, Keith? Listen, here's what I will say. The only reason that I think in my head, genuinely, that someone like you or me could make it in this stupid world is because we have no pride. I don't give a shit. I've already accepted that I'm a weird loser, and fuck it.
You're not a loser. Dude, fuck you. You're not a loser.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, we're very aloof, weird people, just kind of doing our thing.
Well, I think we've just kind of like, we just tuned it all out.
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of like, look, life.
Which basically is, it's the same
also,
deal.
I feel like it's just that we're sort of like we're the tail end of millennial.
Yeah.
And so we've kind of been through, we were talking about wars in the economy. It's like our entire childhood, like I said, the Y2K nostalgia, right, was 9/11, economic crash, war, another economic crash that was worse than the first one, worst since the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another war.
Trump, first Trump presidency, pandemic, also an economic crash, more war, more economic. At this point, I think we're just in the fuck it headspace of like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you're in that fuck it we ball.
Like we're
Snow on
just
the
like,
bluff.
there's no like, what's the point? Like everything sucks. So
I think that's a good place to end it, right?
yeah, everything sucks. Everything sucks. It's not worth it.
No,
I don't
can I
know
tell you
which
the
camera's
truth?
looking at me, but
No,
whichever
can I tell
one
you the
it
truth?
is.
This is what I will say. I think that in a roundabout way, everything will be okay because I think that.
Or we're
things
all
like-
going to get nuked and none of it's going to matter.
But listen, then we'll also be okay because here's what's going to happen, guys. We're either going to be okay. We're going to figure out our issues with pride, with jealousy, with xenophobia for other countries or other people who are not like us, and we're going to come together. We're going to create a better world, and we're going to look back at this as the turning point, the moment that humanity came together. Or we're all going to nuke each other, and we'll die in a minute. We'll be vaporized, so that won't matter either.
Amen.
Amen. Keith, where can they find you?
Find me at Chase the Short Guy on all my socials, Instagram, Threads, TikTok,
Whatever the fuck.
yeah,
YouTube. I don't know.
YouTube, and I also deleted my Twitter last year. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
Once Elon did the thing, I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
See
all-
now that's actually when I subscribed to Twitter Blue.
Yeah, it's all just
Twitter
racist
X,
bots
whatever.
anyway.
Yeah.
So follow me on Threads, follow me on Insta. That's probably where I mostly post.
Yeah.
And then TikTok, I'm like zoned out. But yeah, that's it,
I don't
guys.
need any more socials, okay? Guys, you know my deal. www.alexlabooty.com. Please buy tickets. You're taking your fucking time. Buy the fucking tickets.
Buy the fucking tickets, or my grandfather's gonna come back from the dead. and
Yes,
whack
his
you.
grandfather will come back. So will mine. Buy the tickets. I'm going to be in Ohio next weekend with Sean Riley.
Yes.
So that'll be pretty cool. And then, Keith, you and I are going to figure out something we can do soon.
Fuck it. Listen, I got
road.
no job. I got all the time in the world, and I got a car. So let's hit the road.
What more?
Let's hit the fucking road, baby.
Folks, thank you so much. Keith, thank you. And ladies and gentlefish, to you watching at home, with much love and admiration and respect, I bid you adieu. Goodbye.
All right.
Sorry I went a little over.
These chairs are so low.